Hello everyone, Helvian here. We are back with Hunter x Hunter Volume 5, and whoa boy, we're at the Zoldyck family arc today. Uh, what, probably the most controversial arc in the series. Um, so controversial, there's debate over whether it's actually an arc or not, or whether to consider it an extension of the Hunter exam arc, you know? Um, I haven't engaged with Hunter x Hunter fandom as much as you would think, considering I love the series. So I don't. I'm not sure if this would be considered the most controversial arc. I know Chimera Ant arc can be decisive or divisive, although I think the consensus is generally very uh, solid on that arc. Um, it's my favorite arc of the series. Um, Probably my favorite arc in shonen ever. Honestly. However, I know a lot of people got off put by it. Um, I know Greed Island is also, a lot of people have its detractors. A lot of people don't like the bomber. Um, but Zoldyck family could arc, you know, it really gets a lot of crap. And for the longest time since the last, I don't know, for a while now, I've been like, wasn't that arc fine? I mean, I remember like thinking it was cool. You get to see the Zoldycks, Zoldyck family. They're an eccentric bunch, and they're cool, right? And Canary was cool, and like, what's the issue here, But rereading it, I understand. I understand it. I I would put this in a similar vein to like um maybe like volumes like 1 or 2. You know, there's nothing like bad really with like the contents. You can look at each individual event that happens in this volume, like you know, gone uh gone battling or his face off against Canary. You can't call that a battle, but that was good. Some good artwork there, a good character moment for Gon, and also a good character moment for Leorio and Kropika. Uh, one of their iconic moments with their stone cold stare. Um, that was good. Krupp or Killua got to Aura Farm a bit. Um, let's see. We meet more of the Zoltyks, Casino, and was Silva. Yeah, Silva is introduced. Killua's dad. He's cool. We'll get to see these characters more later. You know, there's some stuff here. But the problem with the Chimera and or not the Chimera, with Zoldyck family as an arc is that there's not really a climax unless you want to call Gon getting beat up by Canary a climax, because like there's um ain't no action happening after that. you know um they just went through so much training to open the door, and then they don't get to fight anyone. But I guess that's what Heaven's Arena is for. Maybe we should broke is Zoldyck family is just part of the Hunter Exam arc. Woke, Zoldyck family, part of Heaven's Arena arc. I think we might be working on something here. But yeah, there's not really a payoff in this arc to getting the strength that they need to open the doors. And like we barely get to see anything of their training. Well, not barely. We do not see any of their training. Um, and the transition from their training to the results of their training, Leorio opening the door. I'll show you this. The end of this page on the right is before they actually start training. Without even flipping a page, you immediately go to the results of the training. So I was very jarred at how like fast these two panels in the 2 weeks pass, and there's not even like a transition panel. I'm not the only one that thinks it's jarring, right? Oh my god. Agon's arm is healed now. That's cool. Can't have that drawn weirdly forever. Okay, guys, I'll be honest. I got a ping. And what were we talking about again? Like, literally, what are we talking? Oh yeah, this transition was weird. Hey, look at this guy. That's crazy. That one was crazy. Fluffy, or no? It was Mike. Why did they change names to Fluffy? Yeah. Why they change names to Fluffy? Whatever. It's fine. Yeah. Fluffy was like such a different type of animal, man. A living machine. Why is it's called a robot? Oh, I forgot to mention how it's for the Zoldyck family arc. We got Leorio. Okay, whatever. Honestly, though, not bad. Cause you probably see Leorio more in this volume than we do Killua. And well, he's doing a series. He's doing like the or whatever a series where every all each of the four main characters gets a cover where they are with an animal. And Killua's his next volume. And he's probably more of a character there. um, yeah. And so like I was talking about how like it was the arc felt like anticlimactic because there's like no final. So then it doesn't feel like there's payoff for the strength they get, and it's kind of compounded when like they get Killua back because they just decided to hand him over. Like it's just like the whims of Silva just decided that they can do it, you know. But I don't know. Maybe it's okay. Look, if they just if they never entered the Canary thing or whatever, it's not okay. It's not like the result they got was entirely disconnected by their efforts, to train and get through the gates. Um, and Gon's effort to not give up and face with Canary. I'm not saying that, but still, like, there's no confrontation, with the Zoldycks, really. The family himself, like, the whole confrontation with Canary, it was just an apprentice, you know? They never got the chance to tell the family what's for, Um, I don't know, maybe I'm nitpicking here, but, I don't know, it just feels like, oh, well, that happened. I don't know. Um, but yeah, more about the Zoltex. Silva, Killua's dad, he's interesting. He seems to, really, like, I'm so out of things right now. Um, yeah, he listens to, Killua recap the entire arc. This entire series up till now. And you're just like, hey, you can go. Follow your own path. Uh, yeah, AKA everything that's up until now we've been against, or like the family has been against, because Illumina was like, you don't get to follow your path, and I think mom agreed to. But then so was like, yeah, no, we're actually changing. I'm changing course. You're free to go. Um, but he has this ominous line. When he sees Killua off, though, don't worry, he'll be back. He is, after all, my son. But he's not like really doing this because he's a good father, He's just sure of himself that he can allow Killua more freedom right now, and it's no problem to Killua's path of becoming an assassin. And maybe um he's not entirely unjustified, because the next arc sees Killua's power level rise significantly. Um, you know, I think he does. Correct me if I'm not. This Killua's being brainwashed, right? Like, not like conditioned Pavlov dog or whatever, conditioned or anything. They literally have like a needle in his brain that makes him weak or something. Forgot what the the specifics of what the thing actually did. you know. So like I heard, like, I remember there being a conversation between C5 and Pepper Boy in the Justice Discord about this, about how, oh, Killua, his trauma with his time in the Zoldyck family, um overcoming that is kind of cheapened by the fact that it was literally, he just solved it by taking a needle out of his head. And on the face of it, I think that's a very compelling criticism. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, for our discussion here. because I'm not sure. I can't remember like what the needle, the very specifics of it. You know, like is the needle chest to make sure that Killua always retreats from a stronger opponent, or is it also just, or is it also for like maybe potentially other stuff? Actually, I think that wasn't the main thing. That was the main thing, right? That's why he isn't that why he didn't really go after Netero as hard as like Gon did when they were playing around in the Hunter exam arc. Mm, maybe. I think C5 says something about that. Yeah, lots of things to consider with Killua here. I think I'll leave his character at that right now though. Um, well, actually, no. I mean, there's a lot more we can say about Killua and his character. At this point in the series, like like how he let himself be tortured, um, over and over by his brother, but like he can he could break free at any time, but he only did that when he threatened to kill Gon and his friends. This is a good moment for him. Other Zoltyks. There's Gino, right? Or have I confused his name with the father and grandfather? Grandfather only showed up for. All right, well, wait. That's Zeno is grandfather, I think. Right? I don't know. He's old. Wait, actually, yeah. He's the grandfather. He's grandfather. Wasn't there? Wasn't there like one? The grand. It said. Okay, wait. Let's go. Let's go back in time. It to when they were taking the tour. They're in the tour bus. Um, this lady that was giving the tour said the family presently consists of 5 siblings: the parents, a set of grandparents, and a great grandfather. That's all. This is very interesting. Okay. 5 siblings. So we got Killua, one, his daddy brother, whose name I forget right now, 2, Illumi, 3, the Kaoto girl, I think girl, um, 4, and they haven't shown her yet, but years or well not years, months from now, we'll talk about Alika. I guess people reading this weekly were like, "Hey, there's a sibling missing." But also there's the grandmother, like where is she? And the great grandfather. I think I remember hearing about the great grandfather. Does he show up? Does I think they call it the Xeno, or the not the Xeno, the Zoldyck family elder. Definitely a weird character, I think, or obscure character. Definitely one that has a lot of I guess he has a lot of influence in the family, right? But yeah, his brother, the fatty brother, kind of a I don't know, weird guy. Like he doesn't look strong. I'm guessing he is strong though. but it seems he's mostly here for tech stuff, text like creating assassinating through robots or whatever. Maybe that's wrong. Xeno Nen, Xeno knows Nen. Silva knows Nen. Lumi knows Nen. Does does the fatty know Nen? Good question. Um, good questions. Um, m- Mother is kind of frantic. Hard to get a grip or a feel on her. I guess these are all assassins, so I assume she's also very. Well, actually, she kind of like. No, I'm sorry, one shotted. Oh wait, wait, did she was she the one that? No, yeah, she was. Yeah, she was the one that one shotted Mary. But it looks kind of ambiguous in the manga at least because Kabuto was also there. Um, yeah, it was the mother, right? It was the mother. The mother did it. Yeah. Is she like a cyborg? Very weird, interesting design with her, like the Victorian era ass dress, you know? Interesting. Um, hmm. It happened again. God damn it. Sorry, we talk about fossil fighters stuff in the Discord. Um, so, new, new topic. Boop, boop. He's married now. I thought it was very cute that he drew his wife as a bunny, since the main character of Sailor Moon is Usagi, which is a Japanese word for bunny. Um, they work side by side. That's so cool. Um, yeah, I mean, not much to say really. I think they met at like a manga author event or something. Um, yeah, that's cool. I know, I hear people say that she should draw the manga for him because he's such a, or he's so, well, because his art is, well, I think his main issue is that he has a really, he has like the is a very bad back. Uh, okay, I'm see the problem is I'm getting more tired. It's getting late. But I also there's more stuff I can talk about. We didn't even talk about the end of the Hunter exam arc really. Um and how like Hisoka's being like he, I don't know how to describe it. So Hisoka is a pedo. You can say that. Um yeah, like for a while I thought oh it was like an overblown meme. But like I don't know how you could describe Hisoka's behavior in a way that doesn't involve that. Unless you want to say like, oh well, it's not like I don't know, man. Maybe it's just the potential that he has. It's not like I don't think anything about his body motivates that. Um, because you have to like wonder like why Gone, you know, like if Gone with just his appearance entered the same exam but didn't do anything of noteworthy, didn't do anything noteworthy, and got like eliminated in one of the early stages. It's not like Ahsoka would care, you know. Um, and it's not like he's interested in Killua. He was the same age and body type, and he was also actually stronger, you know. So I do wonder, you know, how it with the faces he makes though makes me wonder, you know. Um, but it is a topic you can go down, but I don't feel like going down it anymore. There's an interesting part of this lecture. They take like 2 pages ish or a few pages ish to like just set up explain technology. Like, oh, you can do the computer stuff and you get a phone gone. I don't know, man. Uh, yes, there's this part where they explain cyberspace. That's cool. That's cool. This is a '90s manga. If you forgot. Okay, this is a '90s manga. Um, before we get into the very start of the Heavens Arena arc, we gotta look. We gotta look. Wait, let me. Where's? Let me. Let's get a look at the map. Oh boy, what a world map! Oh, what a work of art. Um, so I originally, for some reason, I thought that the world map was if you turned our world upside down, but this is not that. There, like the orientation of South Africa and Africa is different. Um, like the Japan is like between them for some reason. Uh, everything's flipped around and stuff. Um, so there's no rhyme or reason. He just well, I don't want to say there's no rhyme or reason, but I mean maybe there is a reason to his madness, a method to his madness. You know, to that Tagashi guy. But if there is, we're not privy to it. Um, but hey, look at where they are. But they well, I assume X is where they're going, and the arrows where they are. But they're so close to. They're not that far from Japan. Why was Hanzo such a mystery? Unless Japan is a different place here than it is in our world. You know, I mean that could be the case. It could be the case. um, but some, besides the fact that like it's kind of crudely drawn, as like I obviously there's a lot of inconsistencies with our world, but like obviously again they're supposed to represent continents and stuff, even if the proportions don't line up. Like Madagascar, doesn't like look like that. Um, there's few anomalies. Like what's that up there, Takashi? What is this? Is this the Dark Continent? What's the Dark talking? What is the Dark Continent? Which one is that here? Because I forget. Wasn't correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't this place where Chimera Antark happens? Or was it this place? I think it was this place. But yeah, this area looks very weird. Um, Next thing of note that I think is interesting is this big ocean in the middle of Asia. I think this would be like yeah, like Western China, maybe around the Kazakhstan or the Stans countries. And this river, so big. This river is so big. Like none of the other rivers in our world got drawn, but like why was this so big? Also in Africa, there's this weird line that goes through the upper portion of the continent. That's supposed to be a river. No, I don't know if that's supposed to be a river. It can't be a border between the countries because there's no other country borders here. I would assume. Um, yeah, I think those are the biggest things. Is it just me, or are there more islands here in the Pacific Northwest than there are in the actual Pacific Northwest? That might be true. Iceland is gone, but I assume that's just because he didn't um bother, or like not that. I don't know. He probably would if he. But like I don't know, man. This is a weird world map for a fantasy series. Um, is there anything? I don't know how much there's to say beyond this. Like it's not like you can't match up the geography of how these continents look in our world to how they look in here. Because when the Chimera Antark, it did not look like northern Canada there. Not at all. Okay. So I guess oh, we didn't even talk about. I mentioned Canary. We didn't even talk about her. Okay, let's get this out of the way. He when you read okay when you, will they show it? Is she black? If you only read the manga, I think you might have a hard time answering that question. It's same color picker, same tone as background. Even though there's, I mean, the lips and like the hair would suggest might suggest otherwise, and obviously in both, I believe both of its adaptations, she was animated with darker skin. But it's not like Togashi has shied away from putting in darker skin. Like we saw that less than 2 volumes ago, or like around 2 volumes ago, with the guy that stalked or that hunted Gon in the Hunter exam stage with the island survival. Um, but yeah, kind of weird how he's approaching darker skin characters. But I mean, to talk about her character though, um, she's cool. Um, you know, she's like yeah, they have. Well, we see this both with Canary and what was the name of the butler? Um, what do you call him? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Um, this wait, what? Wait, this what was the name of him? Ah, Goto. Oh yes, that's right. Goto. Well, this we see this with both Canary and Goto. How they're not really supposed to feel um emotional towards their employers. You know, it's not their duty to get emotionally attached. And Gon's like, yeah, right. And Canary felt the same. You know, she had an attachment to a Killua, even if it's not her place to feel that way. And it was her, and was fulfilling her duty to stop Gon from Turing. But the moment she let up, boom, down. Uh, that's cool. I don't think we there's not. I don't think there's much more to it, but it's cool. Yeah, the thing that Hisoka whispered into Kurapika's ear was about he has information on the spiders, and afterwards he told them to meet him in York New City on September 1st, and we're setting up the auction. Um, Rare unusual objects auction off. York New City, York New, not New York. York New. That's September 1st. Remember that. Because then they were splitting up, and now because Leorio is just going to study and become a doctor. Kurapika is going to train and like um he says he's gonna get the money to attend this auction. And with Killua and Gon on their own, they're like, okay, well, Gon's like, I need to get stronger to well, I need to um wallop Hisoka so I can give him the badge back. And then Kill's like, you have to train. You're not going to beat him without the training. We go to Heaven's Arena, which is 3,253 tall. How tall is the Burj Khalifa? Burj Khalifa height and 2,717. Yeah, okay. So it's a good amount taller than the tallest building in our world. And it's the fifth tallest building in this world. This very tall, very tall. And we got a good, or I guess, okay, it's going to be like a classic tournament type thing. For Heaven's Arena, it's kind of interesting dynamic since it's a constant tournament. Like it's always going. It's not a tournament. It's just how do you even how would you it's a constant eternal tournament. But yeah, the higher you go, the stronger you are, and we're going in. And after all that training we did to get past the gates, we're in easy mode and gone just. That's all he needs to do. That's all he needs to do to reach or to defeat Gaius now. And it's Dragon Ball, the first tournament arc where Krillin realizes how they're so much stronger than everyone else after they did Roshi's training. Yep, you can't deny how Dragon Ball was influenced everything, man. But hey, it's still good. And in the very last page, we see the kid. I forgot his name. Oh, the guy he trained with Nen alongside Gon and Killua. God damn it. Well, whatever. We'll see. We'll talk more about that. Um. Yeah. I'm sorry. This was way too rambly and disconnected because I'm a bad guy. But hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.